Monterey at Fleet Feet on Alvarado Street, and I'm here with Mimi. Mimi, will you introduce yourself, please?
Sure, I'm Mimi. I'm the operating partner for Fleet Feet Monterey and Aptos. Here to recommend some good shoes and insoles for you. So what we do here at Fleet Feet is we specialize in helping match people with the perfect shoe and insole. So we do what is called the fit process. We're going to measure your feet. We're going to get you on the fit ID. It takes 3D pictures. So arch height, width, length. I'm going to watch you walk across the pressure plate. That's going to show me where you put the most impact on your feet. It's going to show hot spots, anything like that. And that way I can take a look at all those measurements and then recommend shoes based off of the shape of your foot, how your foot moves, and then what kind of terrain and activity you're going to be using the shoe for.
Fantastic. Well, thank you very much, and let's get to it.
Awesome. Step on, we'll start over here first. 1 foot in each rectangle. It's going to have you stand there approximately about 15 seconds. And then just keep walking back and forth like that, and then I'll tell you when we're ready to stop. We can see here you are measuring 10.3, 10.2, so really only about 0.1 difference for your feet. This is going to be different than your shoe size. So foot size is exact measurement of your feet. Shoe size for a running shoe is typically about half to a whole size above. What size do you typically wear in your sneakers?
10.5 to 11 though. 11 I would say now.
Definitely. And we like to measure when you're standing up in the sneaker. That is going to show how your foot elongates in the shoe.
Got it.
And then this is going to show the width of your foot. So you can see here it's a sliding scale. You are measuring closer to a men's medium, which is that D width. And then yes, arch is on that lower side. You can see here the right's a tiny bit higher, but in that low category.
Okay.
And then instep is going to show the height from the bottom of your foot to the top underneath where your laces are going to tie on your shoe. So that is going to be how much room you'll take up through the shoe. Typically when you have a lower instep, you want to go thicker in the sock. It's going to fill up that space, make sure there's no extra movement. And then heel width. Heel width on that narrow side. So for you, you can see you've got a wider forefoot, narrower heel, more of a triangular shape. So when I pull shoes, I'm going to match that shape to the shape of the shoe.
Got it.
And then on this dynamic scan, this is where I'm going to see where you're putting the most movement and pressure on your feet. The dotted line is going to be the center of your foot. The white line is going to be how you step. So you can see here, I'll play it again. For you, you've got a pretty neutral gait. What that means is you're going to strike heel to toe through the center of your foot, not a lot of extra rotation inward or outward. So when I pull shoes, I'm going to pull what's considered a neutral shoe, even density across that sole. And then you can see here, you've got some hot spots underneath the balls of your feet and your big toes. So what we want to do is put in an insole. An insole is going to give you more arch support underneath your arch, cup your heel, and then even out the pressure on your foot so that you don't feel as much pressure underneath those toes. They make over-the-counter options, and then they also now 3D print insoles. We work with Superfeet. Superfeet uses these scans and can make it exactly personalized to each foot. So since you have that slight arch height variant, they will make it different foot to foot for you.
Okay.
So what I'm gonna do is go pull you some shoe options and then pull you some insoles, some really good socks. Let you try it on.
All right.
Sound good?
Thank you so much.
Yeah. All right, so I got some really good options for you today. First off, we're gonna start with Balenciaga's silver socks. So go ahead and slip these on. Since you had lower profile feet, this is gonna be one of their thicker, more cushioned socks.
Got it.
It also, the silver is gonna be antimicrobial, help it not stink when you sweat. Also, it's gonna be really wicky, keep that moisture away from your feet. All right, so you mentioned your interest in Hoka's Bondi. We're gonna start there. This is gonna be their max cushioning shoe. So you can see how thick that cushion is on the sole of the shoe. What that's gonna do is absorb the impact as you run so that less of that shock is gonna go to your joints.
This is the Bondi 8?
Yes. And we're gonna start with that size 11.
nice.
So the Monster is going to be in that max cushion category. So again, that thicker sole to absorb impact. Let's see how this feels. How are the socks feeling for you?
They feel great.
Good, awesome. How On makes their clouds, which are going to be those holes on the bottom you can see. The goal is to get cushion in all directions so that you'll have that feeling longer in the shoe. So wear and tear should be approximately the same. Most shoes are going to be about 300 to 500 miles, 6 months to a year, depending on how often you wear the shoe.
Okay. I would say the stability is good, but it's not as good as the others. But different, a little more squishy.
And you can see how this shoe here, the sole's gonna flare out. That's gonna give you a more stable base because it's wider, so it's more ground contact. So some of what you will feel is, because that shoe is gonna be a little bit narrower of a base, also the foams are different. So this is gonna be a little bit of a softer foam. Okay, so Karhu is a brand out of Finland. They work really closely with our scan data in how they shape the shoes. So they put a piece called fulcrum through the center. It's gonna help propel you forward. It also gives you a lot more of a stable ride. So you've still got really good cushion, but it also should hug your foot and you should feel more supported. Most shoes will not be made with arch support, so you still wanna put in an insole for that added comfort. But this one here is going to be just more structured in the base. On your right foot, I'm going to go with Superfeet's Dynamic Max. What that means is it's going to have flex grooves cut in the heel, so it will shape to the shape of your heel really comfortably. And then you've got like a mid to higher profile here, and then really high cushion. Okay. And then on your left foot, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put Superfeet's Dynamic. This one here is gonna be still those great flex grooves. It's a little bit lower profile. So I wanna see what is more comfortable on your arches. So what we'll do is we'll try one of each of these and then see if you are more comfortable on the right or left foot. So we always trim the insoles to make sure that they have the perfect fit in your shoe. All of our insoles are trimmed to fit, and that way we know we can shape it exactly right. If you don't trim them, sometimes it's just gonna bunch up in your shoe and doesn't hug your arch or heel quite as well. Okay. Alrighty, so I know you wanted to get that gray, and since we don't have the color in stock, we can just order it for you and it's gonna ship directly to your house. Typically it's there in approximately 3 to 5 days for you.
Fantastic.